Hey YouTube, Richician of Team Sorcerers here, and welcome to our first video of 2021. And we're kicking things off with the return of the Dark Richician's deck Grand Championship. Oh yes, it's back, it's Series 6, and it's bigger and better than ever before. And when I say bigger, I mean that very literally, because there are 64 decks in the competition now instead of the standard 32. There will be 8 heats, just like last time, but this time there'll be 8 decks in each heat, facing off in some knockout matches until only one will survive and go through to our series quarterfinals. And as usual, there will be 16 seeds, the top dogs of the competition, 2 of which in every heat. So, let's meet and greet them, starting of course, as you can see on the screen, with seed number 1, the reigning champion Elemental Heroes, finally winning the competition after 4 previous failed attempts, with 3 copies of Stratos and the support from legendary duelist Magical Hero. That helps this deck go all the way to the top. So this is going to be the main deck to defeat, most definitely. Seed number 2, the 2-time runner-up Dark Magician. Yeah, a request to see an update was made, so this is it, because nothing's changed since the quick update I did back in November. So yeah, this is definitely one of the toughest decks in the Grand Championship. And although my signature deck is seeded 2nd, it's the most successful deck in the series, winning the championship twice before and only once failing to reach the grand final. And the big question here still remains, can Dark Magician win the title for a 3rd time? I mean, it would be kind of cool. I mean, if that happens, then I feel like I should do something in Dark January to commemorate this. Although at the same time though, as much as I like this deck, it'd be a bit boring if it won it again, I must admit. There should be 3 apprentices in here. Okay, so I've not really updated it that much on here, so I need to change that. So yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, I would preferably like to have a different champion, like mainly Rainbow Neos, to be honest, but I'll get to that later. In any case, I'm still going to be rooting for Dark Magician the whole way. Seed number 3, last year's bronze medalist Destiny and Dragoon, runner-up in the Ultimate Championship, 2 times a series semi-finalist, which actually lost to Dark Magician on all 3 occasions. Although the funny thing is that in the last 2 series, Dark Magician then ended up finishing 2nd. So it's like Dragoon has inherited the curse which my fish deck has, where whoever beats it in the main competition ends up being the eventual series runner-up. So yeah, although it's a pretty good underrated variant of Destiny Heroes, I feel like it was just lucky to get as far as it did last time, considering it was in the same heat as Evil Heroes and Galaxy Photons, and also somehow beat Rainbow Neos in the quarterfinals. I couldn't believe that. Like, how did Rainbow Neos even lose to this deck? Destiny and Dragoon is the kind of deck that Rainbow Neos should easily be able to beat, but somehow that just didn't happen. So I just wonder how much longer this luck will hold out. Seed number 4, Blue Eyes White Dragon. One of the very best decks to never win the main competition. It's a fan favourite which people think should win the championship title, but it never has, although I feel like that's basically down to bad luck more than anything. I mean, it was beaten by good decks, Dark Magician, Raid Raptors, Noble Knights and Elemental Heroes, but that was only down to just not having the right cards at the right time, which was always its downfall. Just not having the right cards when I needed them just failed to what made it fail to do the business when it really counted, and as a result, besides Series 3, this deck would end up losing to the eventual champion. But fingers crossed that it will become a champion this time. Seed number 5, Blackluster Soldier, my favourite ritual deck. 3 times a quarter finalist, sadly never got any further. But it has been improved since last time. I'm now playing an extravagance build, as you can see. We should give it a bit more speed and consistency, and should see the right cards at the right time. Let's hope it goes far. Oops. Seed number 6, Rainbow Neos. The other of the very best decks that have never won the title, and the only one of my signature 3 that never won it, due to being more unlucky than Blue Eyes, because this deck has only had 2 quarterfinals, whereas in the other 3 series it lost in round 2 3 times in a row. First to Raid Raptors, then Noble Knights, I think, and Yugi Gadgets. And I thought it would win the whole thing last time, but Dragoon just threw my main predictions way out of whack. Yeah, I really do hope it wins it this time. Like, I'm rooting for this more than Blue Eyes, if I have to be honest. I mean, I still hope Blue Eyes will win, but it's difficult. Rainbow Neos has got to win it sometime, though. I want to at least see this deck in the grand final against Blue Eyes, or if not, at the very least, I want to see Rainbow Neos in the semi-final. So let's make it happen. Seed number 7, Neospacians. Although 2020 was a shit year, for Neospacians it was a great year. Finally reaching the quarterfinals last time, finishing second in the Hero Grand Championship. Although I feel like it deserved to win more than Rainbow Neos did, I'm not gonna lie. And it won the Casual Crunch Up, so it was nice to see it finally win something. Let's hope it does really well this year. Seed number 8, card, the deck of cards. The Dark Horse of last year, randomly chosen over Buster Blader and Crystal Beasts to face Raid Raptors in the Heat final. But rather typically, after defeating the former champion, it then lost to the eventual champion, Elemental Heroes. Now, unlike last year, it's not able to use Glow Up Bulb and Jet Synchron this time because they're banned, but Junk Synchron has taken their place, so let's see if that helps. And speaking of Raid Raptors, they're seeded 9th. The winner of Series 2 has had quite the drop in ranks, because in Series 3 it was seeded 1, then in the last 2 series it was seeded 5, now it's seeded 9th, due to being knocked out in the Heat final last time. As you can see, it does have the newer cards from Phantom Rage. Now, I wasn't originally going to enter Raid Raptors, but after it got this new support, I felt like it wouldn't be right to just not enter this deck, so I'm doing it just to show off the new stuff, although Raid Raptors going into this untested, like I haven't had a chance to test out the new stuff yet, so I'll just have to learn on the fly, I guess, unless I do find some time, but it's Raid Raptors, it should be fine. Let's see how it goes. Seed number 10, another former champion, Noble Knights, a fan favourite for my good friends Express Gaming and Wyvern Watch. This is the only champion that's fallen before the quarter-final stage, which is rather unfortunate. Now, again, like Raid Raptors, I originally wasn't going to enter Noble Knights, and the reason for that, and why I originally wasn't going to enter Raid Raptors, is because, well, don't get me wrong, I do like both these decks, but I was just getting bored of playing them in the main competition, and you know, I kind of wanted to give Rainbow Neos, Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, Cybursts, and my more casual decks a chance. However, because it's a fan favourite of Express Gaming and Wyvern Watch, I decided to enter them anyway, because well, I'm kind of worried that if I don't put Noble Knights in, then they won't want to watch the series. So, God, I'm losing my voice. Here they are. I'm entering them just for the two of you. Seed number 11. Once I can find it. Oh, there it is. Red Eyes Black Dragon, the other of the best decks to never win the series. Shame, really. It's had good runs in the first 3, but then wasn't so lucky in the last two series. Like, a bronze medalist in Series 1, quarter-finalist in Series 2, the runner-up in Series 3, but lost in round 2 twice in a row to Blackluster Soldier. So yeah, it's been very unlucky, but it does have potential to go all the way. Let's see if that happens. And no, I am not playing Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, as you can see. Everyone should know by now that I absolutely hate Dragoon. Is the most degenerate, unfair card in the entire game right now. I refuse to use him myself. And I don't even need Dragoon to win games. And if people don't like it, it's too bad. Seed number 12. Yugi Gadgets. A cool, underrated deck, which generally does quite well. I think has been rather unfortunate most of the time. The best it ever did was finish 3rd in Series 2. But it still runs well. It can easily toolbox out some cool generic rank 4s, as you can see. So let's see how it does. Seed number 30, Magnet Warriors, the deck which once upon a time dethroned Raid Raptors and ended up finishing 4th in Series 3. Hasn't been too lucky ever since, but it's a deck that's capable of springing a surprise, so we'll see if that happens this time. It's relatively unchanged, so we shall see. Seed number 14, Destiny Heroes. I reckon this, along with Evil Heroes, is the best deck to never reach the quarter-finals. It always seems to have some early first and second round difficult matchups. That wasn't even words. You have difficult round 1 and 2 games is what I mean. It's been a long day. Which is a shame. It does have potential to go far. It was just unlucky enough to lose to the 3rd seed in Series 2 and 3. I don't even remember who beat it in Series 4, but Dark Magician knocked it out last time. We'll see. Hopefully they'll have better luck and go through this time. Seed number 15, Elemental Hero Divine Neos. New to the competition last year, but proved its worth by going toe-to-toe with Blue Eyes, winning all the Swiss rounds and just losing out to Blue Eyes in the Heat final. Of course, this time though, it's got the spicy text of Neo Bubble Man and Neos Wise Man, which it didn't have last time. They're good targets to banish for Divine Neos' effect. It hasn't really come up yet, except maybe once or twice. But we'll see if it happens this time. Definitely a strong contender for the title and one of the best hero decks I ever made. And finally, seed number 16, Black Wings. Also new to the competition last time, but this deck defeated Noble Knights in the last series. It played a big part in stripping them of the title, went undefeated in Swiss, beating Noble Knights, like I said, Neospacians and Rockets, and then it lost to Neospacians in the Heat final, which was rather unlucky. I think it's basically not being able to make full Armour Master turn 1 and Rainbow Neos coming out turn 1 was what did Black Wings in. Shame really, because again it's a strong contender for the title. Well, we shall see how this goes. So yeah, those are the seeds. Let me just show you the heats real quick. Obviously you can pause the video. So here's the lineup for Heat 1. Heat 2. The Heat of Destiny, and Neos Beatdown is back after being absent from the last series for some reason. This one I'm rather looking forward to, because it's quite an exciting lineup of decks here. Heat 4, with Random All-Stars making its debut. Heat 5, Stardust Junk, and Yuya, the 1 copy per card Yuya deck, and Earthbounds making its debut. This is another cool lineup. This is going to be rather unfortunate. Rainbow Neos and Red Eyes, 2 of the favourites to win, are in the same heat, which means at least one of those 2 decks isn't going to make the quarterfinals and go on to win. This is going to be painful, and it'll be a hard heat final, that's for sure, if the 2 seeds get there. Heat 7, Vampires returning, Speedroids making its debut, and Light Rays. And the last heat with Dark Magicians. It's mainly hero decks. Big City, the 2-time hero Grand Champion, the former I should say, is in the competition for the first time. Warriors have come out of retirement just to what's the word I'm looking for? Make up the numbers. So yeah, those are the heats. The time for talk is over. So let the games begin and let's kick it off. See you shortly.